Dieter has a new video out. Let's check it out.
Well, there you go. He was obviously not happy, but there's some important things that happen here that, again, I think we can learn as anglers and as tournament directors. The first thing was make sure that when you fish in a tournament and you're required to measure fish, that your measuring device is the same as the tournament director's measuring device. Now, generally speaking, these should be relatively pretty dang close.
That's true. I guess they need to hand out a golden ruler to all the anglers that participate in the tournament.
I think somebody in this tournament forgot about this, because this is what happened next. This angler was not disqualified for having these fish. He was still awarded a weight, ended up coming in 6th place, I believe, and was given money, a check. Money to take home, an award-winning money cashing, check cashing position in the tournament. And this is, I think, probably what created more of the uproar than anything online on some of the social media sites out there.
They got awarded. They came in 6th place because of the one fish they brought to the scale that was legal. They brought 3 fish to the scale. 2 of those fish were short. They disqualified those fish. Those fish were released alive. They were able to, they allowed them to weigh in that one fish. And they actually finished in 6th place in the money with just that one fish. He didn't really clarify that.
That's where the uproar came in. You've got a rule in place. It's written in the rules. Nobody was disqualified for it. Now, was that on purpose? Was it an oversight? Most likely an oversight. The guys that are running the tournament, I know them. I know them personally. This is their first year doing that. There's a learning curve with doing this kind of stuff, and having a process and procedure and really just a workflow to make all this stuff happen. Generally, you don't figure that out the first time you do a tournament, and I think this got overlooked in the process. From what I can tell, there was not a protest filed there that day from anyone. I'm not sure how many people actually knew what happened, knew the whole details of this. Who knows what the whole backstory is on that. But the bottom line is, the angler was awarded a check and awarded money. Now, I would love to hear y'all's opinion on what you've heard to this point down in the comment section. Let me know if you think that angler should have been disqualified totally from the tournament, or do you just let those fish slide and award them the money as was done?
Okay, so he talks about how it seems like he's giving a lot of grace to the tournament directors, calling it an oversight, you know, it's their first time, etc. But he doesn't seem like he's giving any grace to the anglers. He talks about the integrity of the tournament could suffer. What about the integrity of the anglers? Because it sounds like defamation to me. Let's see, what else did he say here?
Anglers should have been disqualified.
Now he talks about, he says to list in the comments what you think, or type in the comments what you think. Should the anglers have been disqualified, or should they have just let the fish slide? Well, this is where not having all your facts comes in. They didn't let the fish slide. They disqualified the fish. They allowed the anglers to weigh in that one legal fish. What Dieter is failing to understand, he is allowing his personal opinion and his personal bias to get in the way of facts. And by doing that, he's implying that these guys cheated when they didn't cheat. They measured the fish improperly. They made a mistake. Cheating is knowingly breaking the rules. These anglers didn't knowingly break the rules. Even if it's your opinion that they did knowingly break the rules, if it were my opinion they did, it wouldn't be right for me to tell the world, to imply to the world that they broke the rules, because I don't know that. You have to go with the testimony of the anglers. The anglers say they measured the fish and made a mistake. I believe them. I believe that's what happened. You have to. This is the United States of America. We're not guilty until proven innocent. So I think that you're painting the anglers as cheaters. And I think that you jumped on this story without having all the facts. And I think you allowed some of your personal bias to get in the way. And this is the one of the problems with content creators and influencers. You know, a lot of these people, they take their what they say as the gospel, and sometimes they're just wrong. And I believe that Dieter is just wrong in this video. I like Dieter. I still love you, Dieter. I still watch your stuff. You're still my hero. But I think you're wrong in this video.
You know, there's stuff that is a violation of state law, and I always said when I was doing this that it has to give you a competitive advantage. If you go blasting through a no-wake zone, you get a competitive advantage. You've broken the law. You get a competitive advantage by getting through that no-wake zone faster than somebody who doesn't. Now, if you're running down the lake before the tournament starts and one of your lights burns out, okay, that's not something that, one, you did on purpose, you made happen, and it's not really giving you an advantage by that light burning out. Now, it may create a...
Okay, I see where he's going with this. If you blast through a no-wake zone, you know, you're saving time, you're going to get to your fishing spot faster, it's going to give you a competitive advantage. If you're going down the lake and one of your nav lights or stern light is burned out, you know, you're still breaking the law, but it's not giving you a competitive advantage. He's implying that, or what he's saying is, did bringing short fish to the scale, does that give you a competitive advantage? Of course it gives you a competitive advantage. If they don't measure those fish, if they just go straight to the to be weighed, then those fish are going to count toward the tournament. That's not what happened here. These guys measured the fish. They measured out with a tape measure. They measured them improperly. They made a mistake. That's it. They weren't trying to, you can't assume they were trying to get a competitive advantage. You can't imply they were trying to get a competitive advantage. It's defamation. That's not cool.
There's stuff like that to where I think there is some grace that can be given, but, you know, bringing in undersized fish, I don't know. What's your opinion? If somebody brings in undersized fish that are under the state limit, that would be if you were stopped by a game warden, the game warden could write you a ticket for possessing those fish. Because, let's be very clear, folks, when you catch a fish, it's undersized, you bring it into the boat, you take time to measure it, and then you put it in.
Okay. So he's driving it home that they brought short fish to scale, and that's against state law. And if the game warden were to stop them, they could get ticketed. Well, they probably would get ticketed, but it would be the discretion of the game warden. If you showed the game warden, hey, look, I'm measuring the fish, you can see that they're measuring out with my measuring device technique. The game warden would probably show you how to properly measure the fish, tell you to throw them back, and educate you so you can educate other people. I mean, that could happen, or he could just give you a ticket. Who knows? But the tournament directors aren't game wardens. Okay, let's continue.
While this one is not as, big and sexy as cutting weights out of something, it's still interesting that it was caught on camera. It was caught live. And I think that's a good thing. I think having these weigh in.
The walleye tournament, in which we got weights and fish, those guys knowingly broke the rules. They cheated. They put weights and fish to get a competitive advantage. This is apples and oranges. Again, he's implying that these guys cheated. You can't do that. Again, this is the problem we have. I'm not even going to break down any more of this video. You get the idea. I think that Dieter is trying to get the edge on a fellow captain, is what it looks like to me. This is the problem you run into with content creators, is they jump on what's trending, they try to get views. He knew that covering this would get him views, but in my opinion, I feel like it was poor journalism on his part. He didn't get all of his facts in order, and he implied that the guys cheated, in my opinion. I still love you, Dieter. I still watch your videos. I still look up to you. I just think that when you are constantly pressing record, constantly making content, you're more prone to make mistakes, and I think you made a mistake on this one. But that's just my opinion. See you guys.